场的球迷朋友，在今天来到和平篮球馆，大家可以先来看向大荧幕，可以拿起手机扫描 QR code， 一起来加入台北富邦勇士官方 LINE 账号。先来加入我们的好友，你才不会错过相关于大家所期待的季后赛的资讯，或者是勇士的最新资讯。 都提醒大家，赶快先来加入我们 LINE 账号，就可以加入我们的好友之后，就会获得第一手的最新消息。接下来要再来请大家看向大荧幕，在5月8号礼拜一，也就是后天中午12点开始，要请大家1天1票，1人1票投给唯一支持年度最佳啦啦队富邦 Angels。 相信大家在今年都看到 Angels 多元的呈现、多元的演出，也希望大家可以持续的用你手中的1票，每天投给 Angels。下一个更重要的来啦，要请大家从5月8号一样是礼拜一的晚上6点钟开始，这个更重要啦，因为1人只有1票。 所以，请大家在5月8号6点开始之后，就请将你手中的唯一1票投给台北富邦勇士年度主场票选。在场外，相信从大家今天都感受到我们为各位准备的进场礼品、游戏摊位，包含商品的丰富多元程度，都让你感受到年度最佳主场就是我们台北富邦勇士主场。希望大家5月8号晚上6点钟都要记得投票哦。
停止赛前练习，场上热身球员请回球队席。
好，再次的提醒所有现场的朋友，在待会我们将来关闭我们球场的场灯，也会变得比较昏暗，也请大家赶紧找到自己的位置上来就坐。 特别是今天有带着小朋友一起来支持勇士的所有的家长们，更要务必注意，待会会变得比较混乱，移动中要更加小心。也跟大家分享，在2楼我们有许多的美食柜位，欢迎大家来去选购，吃饱才有力气来为勇士加油。最后也贴心的建议大家，在非用餐期间，也建议你戴上口罩会比较好哦。谢谢各位。 好了，当你听到熟悉的音乐响起，也就代表着勇士主场的活动将要来正式展开。欢迎大家拿起今天发放给各位的折扇，先来跟着音乐的节拍动一动，暖身一下。
比赛要开打了，请大家坐稳了。
比赛要开始喽，赶快回座位坐好。
现场所有喜欢台湾篮球、支持台北富邦勇士的球迷朋友，大家午安，大家好。 欢迎大家在今天5月6号星期六的下午，一起来到勇士的主场，来到我们勇士主场，一起来参加本周我们跟 Momo 购物一起携手推出的“爱的魔力转圈圈”主题周。那么相信大家从进场就感受到许多的爱的魔力的氛围。那么在今天的赛事，在这2天，我们要特别感谢许多的合作品牌为我们准备这么多的礼品，包含到今天我们为各位一起准备我们知名流行饰品手环的，我们这一次很开心可以跟 Vacanza 饰品来做联名推出，那么也很谢谢我们品牌的创办人徐玉芝来到现场一起力挺勇士，欢迎。那么在本周，我们也还跟我们 TT 波特曼以及奢华宝贝还有台盐生技联手推出许多的礼品送给大家，也就是希望大家都可以满载而归，而且拿到许多的礼物，一起来支持勇士。而在本周，相信大家也有发现，勇士今天将会穿上全新的主题球衣，而有别于以往通常都是以粉红色为主题，这一次我们用水蓝色搭配珊瑚粉，这一次搭配碰撞新的不一样的主题商品，都在2楼可以选购哦。这一次我们也帮许多女性伙伴们准备了不一样的，像是短版的 T 恤以及背心，希望大家可以记得去2楼选购一波。再来，今天也将穿上全新衣服的，要为各位带来精彩演出的，当然还有我们年度最佳啦啦队，包含要来到年度最佳主场，一起为各位带来最精彩的演出，要带大家一起陷入爱的魔力转圈圈，掌声欢迎富邦 Angel。拿起你的折扇，拍手拍手！再次掌声送给年度最佳啦啦队富邦 Angel。
现在介绍双方球员登录名单。首先介绍客队高雄17直播钢铁人。球衣背号2号张杰伟，4号陈佑伟，背号11号林君豪，13号吕正如，14号邱国章，18号林志伟，20号孙思瑶。23号蓝少谷，先发球员 Starting 背号3号前锋 Number 3悟空，背号5号前锋 Number 5温德，背号7号后卫 Number 7林书豪，背号8号后卫王绿翔 背号77号前锋张博维，钢铁人总教练兼篮球事务营运长郑志荣，助理教练洪启超、李婉如、韩玉玲，体能训练师陈胜全，个人技巧教练兼球队翻译林冠军，球队管理沈秋展、周华公，总经理高景言。球迷朋友们，这个赛季只有我们能朝3连霸迈进。只有我们所以强大，都是经过无数的努力来达成。全队团结一心及球迷们的缺一不可，才能成为独一无二 One of One 的冠军队伍。而今年也将再次打造热血沸腾的勇士王朝。
经过那么多低潮，到底还撑什么？场上有人罩。需要这么努力吗？在台湾发展，真的有前途吗？黄金时代差不多了，有谁还在燃烧生命？
只有我们。
请问我称什么？让他继续称吧。
3代联手才是最强阵。You see these rings? That's why I'm here.只要有我们，没有不可能。
One of One， 只有我们。台北富邦勇士的球迷们准备好了吗？现在介绍地主队台北富邦勇士球员登录名单，让我听到你们的尖叫声。首先欢迎勇士吉祥物比尔。球员出场，背号0号后卫山线一哥，莱阳小跑车赖廷恩。背号8号前锋勇士队鲑鱼 Number 8周桂宇。背号12号小前锋勇士队精神领袖，永远的人气王野兽林志杰。背号13号大前锋我梦林梦雪。背号14号小前锋奇妙老爹本土洋将队长蔡文成。背号15号本土中锋禁区魔兽西米谢宗荣。背号23号大前锋 Number 23勇士队 Jordan Smart 石伯恩。背号24号后卫敢拼敢打 TJ 简廷照。And now starting by 将介绍先发5人。球衣背号11号后卫3分冷箭锋芒内敛 KJ 洪凯杰。背号32号 Number 22勇士队连霸主力中锋小夫塞瑟。
gentlemen, seniors and youth, for the first and only time in the regular season, Jeremy Lin and the Kaohsiung 17 Life Steelers arrive at Heping Gymnasium to take on the Taipei Fubon Braves. Just moments ago, the Dreamers were able to defeat the Kings, though they did have to sweat it out at the end, get a huge victory to go up 2 games on the Steelers, and in the end, they pushed their magic number down to 1. The Steelers and the Braves coming off road games where the Steelers took a loss to the same Kings, but the Braves, after losing to the Dreamers on a Saturday, disappointing fashion, had a kick-up performance against the Lioneers last Monday night. There's the standings on screen, where the Kings, Braves, and Pilots, thanks to yesterday's victory against the Lioneers, lock up their 3rd spot on the season. And as mentioned, the Dreamers and Steelers vying for that 4th and final playoff spot to go up against the Kings, starting on Friday, May 19th. I'm Ryan Chen, joined by Kyle Hudson on the broadcast.
Thank you, Ryan. Glad to be here to watch the Steelers and the Braves play today. And we're just going to see a great match. The Steelers really want this win. They kind of need this win. So watch them come out and start strong.
For the first time, Wang Xinkai and Wang Boling will pair up on the Mandarin broadcast. 信凯哥跟王柏林提供各位中文转播，但谢谢你收看英文的转播。但记得每个 Plus 转播都要按赞。
勇士的伙伴们，揪过来，看一下我们的手中，东东跟 Tiffany 手中，我们今天都戴上这一次勇士跟 Vacansa 所联名的手链哦。而今天如果你有来的话，可以获得跟我们一样同款的粉色系；而如果明天才能来的话，也恭喜你可以获得我们蓝色系的哦。那当然是希望你2天都来，2个都收藏起来，就可以一起戴上，继续来为勇士加。不过还有个好消息哦，只要凭着我们这个勇士的折扣码 BRAVES， 就是 Braves， 就可以到我们官方的线上官网来购买 Vacansa 的饰品，都可以打9折哦。如果你今天还在场的话，记得拿起手机照到我们 Vacansa 的视觉画面，就可以凭这个画面到我们实体门市消费一样，享有9折优惠。别说这么多了，赶快来现场，让我们一起为勇士加油！加油！加油！
Travis is the cheer captain of the Braves, talking about the giveaways on the final weekend and discounts for Mackenzie jewelry. Dwight Howard, not in the Plus League, but in attendance as his team's season has concluded a few weeks ago, shall we say. The playoffs on the other leagues in Taiwan ongoing. Well, to be specific, 爱的魔力转圈圈 is the special theme to go along with Mother's Day, which is scheduled for May 14th. The most notable thing about Dwight Howard and Jeremy Lin is played together on the Houston Rockets so long ago.
Oh yeah, it was good to see those days where they were teammates, and Dwight Howard coming out here tonight is showing some support to Jeremy Lin in a very big game. So we'll see if maybe Dwight Howard's presence can bring up the tempo a little bit, fire up this crowd, and we'll see who comes out with the win tonight.
Well, how appropriate that Jeremy's last Plus League opponent was the Braves on March 25th after missing the March 10th head-to-head due to illness. And his last visiting arena is the Steelers.
其实我们最近练球气氛一直以来都不错了，对，就是从后面这半个赛季以来，其实气氛整体都不错。那不管是遇到连胜的时候，或像上礼拜输球，其实大家都还是会互相鼓励、互相去扶持。对，那我们也没有刻意说为了要进季后赛而去特别强调过什么。对，大家每个人的目标一样，都是尽力的去把每一场比赛打好，那希望可以赢下每一场球。那像你刚刚说，可能激励的小故事蛮多的啦，就也不是说刻意的会去激励，但就是会老大哥们，不管是正如哥、翔哥还是书豪，他们都会去跟年轻的球员去鼓励、去支持吧。那偶尔会开一些小玩笑，对，我觉得整体的气氛是很好的。个人表现的话，当然就是比去年进步蛮多的，对，但我自己还是没有到很满意吧，对，因为说实话还是有蛮不稳定的情况出现，对，那可能整体表现来说比去年好，对，但还是没有达到我自己给自己预期的标准。但我觉得也没什么，就还是保持一个乐观的正面的心态，至少有比去年进步。那接下来要做就是一场比一场，或者一年比一年更好这样。对，那赛季的方面的话，就感觉很像2个赛季吧，对啊，因为 前半赛季是真的，大家也知道我们状况蛮差的，对，换了很多教练，很多洋将，那时候就是连赢球是什么感觉，其实都不太知道啦。因为我们最惨的时候2胜10几败吧，对，那时候其实跟现在比起来，就好像体验了2个完全不一样的赛季。那加上今年可能场次又比之前多，所以会觉得很像2个分开的感觉啦，对，很神奇的一个赛季。那也在过程中也学到了很多，对。
Wang Lixiang sharing that practice has always been good in the Steelers camp, not about the playoffs, but trying to win every single game they play. He's also sharing that there's been a lot of stories of not only Jeremy, but other vets on the teams picking up the younger players. And then asked about improvements. For him personally, happy that he's made improvements, but not quite hitting all the goals that he set for himself, but happy that he's even made progress. Then sharing the Steelers have pretty much 2 seasons going on, starting a low of only 2 losses, including 10 straight losses, or 2 victories and 10 straight losses, but a magical second half of the season. There's been also a lot of energy in the Steelers camp, and Wang Lixiang, though not a permanent starter, has found himself in his 17th start. On the other side, also number 8 is 周桂宇。
我觉得第一个当然就是希望大家可以全员健康的进入到季后赛的这个阶段嘛，所以现在这几周其实就是一直在试不同的组合，那试一些我们球队新的方法，看哪一些方法可以在比赛中是可以使用出来，然后是有效的，所以就是一直在磨合一些不管是新的组合，然后也让我们比较年轻的球员有更多的上场机会，这样对。我觉得主要还是信心，自己心态这一部分嘛，因为很多技巧其实自己本身都会，那其实就是在场上的自信心，可以在这一季可以让我想办法让在场上做出那些动作。其实，这些动作也不是今年就才学会的，就是之前都会，只是在信心这一方面，让我能够在球场上把这些动作或者技术展现出来。所以我觉得信心是，这一季比较大的一个成长，这样。
Now, Zhou is sharing that the main thing for the team is to have everybody healthy to go into the playoffs, and then sharing, as the Braves have already clinched the playoff spot 3 weeks ago, saying that the team is experiencing with a lot of different lineups, and certainly a lot of younger players are getting the chance to play, and asked about his personal game. The biggest thing is for him to develop a lot of confidence, as he's always worked on new individual moves, but the confidence to actually finish them is key. Now, Zhou won't be starting tonight, but he's also had a major step up in his 3rd season, seeing himself as the Braves starter only for 8 times, but he's also averaging one of the highest minutes played in his career at 21 minutes per game and playing the backup guard role. Maybe something that his predecessor in Beast, Lin Zijie, has a thing or 2 in experience. He'll be coming off the bench, but he, alongside of Winston and number 3 Jet, Zhang Zhongxian, will be in the active rosters, and in their experience in the 3rd season, Roger will play all those veterans when they're active. So treating the fans to maybe a little something as the Steelers are in the town for the final time of their season.
Oh yeah, Ryan, like you mentioned, the Braves, they clinched their playoff spot a couple of weeks ago. So they're able to have a lot of different lineups, a lot of different players play, maybe more minutes, less minutes, different spots, just to try to find the best part to get a win.
The Steelers starting with Jeremy Lin, Little Wang Lixiang, Goku Ntason, Weber Zhang Bowei, and Wendell Lewis. And for the Braves, it's Jet Zhang Zhongxian next to KJ Hong Kai-jie. And Steve-O, Zhang Wenping, will get his first career Plus League start along with Johnson and Zaitsev. The biggest noteworthy thing about the starting lineup, besides we need to congratulate Steve-O, is that the Braves, for the first time, will be going against the Steelers without Michael Singletary. In fact, 3 straight games of Singletary and Zaitsev in the quote-unquote Jeremy Lin era of Steelers. Again, he missed the first head-to-head on March 10th. But Zaitsev and Johnson's a formidable duo at 6-1, the best Braves import duos. They also just happen to never play the Steelers.
Yeah, so not having Singletary here today will definitely be something that Ryan and I are going to look out for. But, having, different bigs, and we'll see how that goes.
On this season series, indeed the Braves have the lead in rebounding at net plus 49, but when Johnson and Zaitsev are together, only a net +4 in those 7 games, though they are a very dominant duo, having the lead for 40 minutes and 31 seconds in those 6 victories. Yesterday, we talked about the Pilots completing the season sweep against the Lioneers. Well, kind of similarly, as the Pilots did notch their first victory here at Huping after losing 9 straight. The Steelers are also 0-6 at Huping Gymnasium, and their average loss margin is -20, with the closest game being a 3-point loss on opening Sunday. As there we have the photo op, so one man in the jersey and then Howard in street clothes. So the Steelers have a lot to overcome, and as we keep on mentioning, their elimination number is down to 1, and they have 3 games left to play with what could be a fateful finale against the Dreamers on Sunday, May 14th.
Well, you know, definitely losing, the Steelers losing a lot in this gymnasium. That's definitely a mental part. But of course, you know, this is a must-win game, and hopefully they'll be able to get over that mental blockade, and we'll see how they start here.
The Braves with another special theme jersey.
OK， 好。
Momo Shopping's executive.
好，倒数3、2、1之后，再帮我开球，一起倒数3、2、1，一起开球！再次掌声送给某某公路
Steelers in their black Southside jerseys. After yesterday, the Lioneers hosting Pride Night presented by DV Village, or Da Village.
Let's go, 勇士 Let's go, Fubon
So it put up a shut-up time as tip won by the Braves. Yeah, Zhang Zhongxian, the 34-year-old veteran in a lot of places, will take the first shot and rattle it in.
That's a good start for the Braves, you know, coming off that little pick and roll and hit that open jumper for the easy 2 buckets for the Braves to start off.
Going back door, Nitason overshooting Lewis onto the pass. Steelers hang on to it. Jeremy on the jump circle, getting the screen from Lewis, guarded by Steve-O. They're sticking with it. Spinning into a tough fadeaway. Now the Steelers, as mentioned, played last week on the road against the Kings and had a 19-point lead, but ended up coughing it up in the end to a big 4th quarter. We'll break that down as Steve-O launches it from 3, no good. But Johnson right there, they say a foul on the rebound.
Yeah, that's going to be something we're going to look out for throughout this game, is just those offensive rebounds. Johnson, you see, he was in the right position, no one blocked him out, and that's an easy rebound, and goes up but gets fouled.
Chris Johnson is a free agent signing import for the Braves. And in our Yangjiang Mangsima interview, he admitted that whatever he saw about his signing was only 37, even older than a lot of the vets on the Braves, but come onto the scene strong, averaging close to a team high 36 minutes played, 22 points, 14.5 rebounds. And I don't have the stats for it, but I'm almost certain the most individual appearances on the league's top 10 plays as an easy turnover of the Steelers before he didn't the backcourt. Nitason got his eyes off of it and stepped on the timeline.
You know, that's something that we're going to, the Steelers need to clean up a little bit. They should come out to a strong start here, and, you know, those little mistakes might add up in the long run.
Zaitsev cutting and laying it in with the right hand. Good start for the home team.
You know, a little pressure, early pressure, making sure Jeremy Lin gives up the ball early. That's someone that the Braves are going to try to isolate and take away. As, you know, he's had some huge games in the past.
Steve-O jumps the pass, and the Braves come the other way. KJ, quick fire 3, all net. The Braves currently pitching a shutout and have 8 points. Jeremy finding a lane, the dump off pass to Lewis, finally getting the 2 points for the Steelers on the road. Wendell Lewis has been the mainstay import for the Steelers. Not missed any action since his joining as Johnson finding the angle and could not get the bounce. Lulu, who we mentioned pregame, number 8, dishes it off, but the spacing's a little off for the Steelers. Lewis going to work on Zaisef. Lulu popping free, can't get it to fall. And again, here come the Braves. They love to run as Jet stumbles with it. KJ can't drop it in. Zaisef doesn't get the follow-up and still comes through the board. But right now, everything going the Braves' way. Deep shot made by Steve-O.
That was a great shot there, but you know, the second chance points off these offensive rebounds are something that the Steelers are going to have to take away, or else you know these easy baskets are going to add up in the long run.
And we definitely figured that this lineup for the Steelers was kind of curious, starting Weber basically at the power forward position. Now they're going to take him out for Captain Lu Zhenlu, who's come on the scene strong after even taking a few weeks off during the season when relatively healthy, but in his own words, a mental break. He's there on the right side wing as Jeremy finds a space on the free throw line, and the shot is butter.
That's a great possession there. Jeremy finding space around the free throw line and just making sure that ball goes in the basket for him.
Steve-O hot, gets another one. Yeah, that's maybe why coaches should have tried starting him a lot earlier in the season.
Yeah, like we mentioned, Brian, you know, the different lineups that the Braves are trying out. You know, this might be something that they continue with in the long run. You know, 2 quick threes is putting up the Braves by 10 points early on in this first quarter.
And another backcourt violation, though. Jeremy trying to argue that it was Zaisef who tipped it, though Jeremy touched it last. So not quite a possession, but when you talk about who's touching the basketball last, that does matter. Johnson screens, then the steal of Mateson. Steelers have numbers, but they all bunch up on the same corner. Little backdoor, Little Lou to Lewis.
It was a great ball rotation there. Got a quick backdoor cut, and which led to an easy dump-off pass for the easy land.
Yeah, now that Wendell Lewis is in the fray. Jet missing, and a tip missed by Johnson. They say it stays with the Braves. So we have Captain Lu, or Captain Lu. We have Medium Lu, we haven't seen him in a little bit, and then Wang Yuxiang, or Little Lu I call him, as the Braves showing off their outside prowess. 3 for 4 from beyond the arc to start. Zaisef comes up to receive. Little rotational play as Johnson more or less doubled. Jet had that one touched out of bounds. Jeremy's certainly energetic. It hasn't worked yet with the referees. Going back door, but touched out of bounds. And they're going to say a shot clock violation. After the stop, let's see what if the Steelers can string together an early comeback. Jeremy into the mid-range, floats it in. That one even waiting until he was on his way down.
Yeah, we've been seeing that little screen, and the big man at that point didn't come up to hedge, and the defender on Jeremy there was trailing, which led him for the wide open.
Captain Louis splashes it, and here they come. And immediately a foul. Lu and Johnson at odds. It's definitely a big challenge for the Steelers as they don't seem to want to put in even a local big. Captain Lu probably not so happy with Johnson's contest on the other side. Like the referees need to keep a much closer eye on things.
Yeah, both teams showing that they'll be physical early on. And, you know, this game's not going to be easy on either end of the floor, either offensively or defensively. Now all 3 referees joining in a conference. Looks like they'll go to the monitor. There's the initial hit and the retaliation by Johnson. Seems like a little grab there after a little nudge right there. Oh, a little grab, fall, and we'll see what the referees are gonna call that right here. I'll throw things off just a little bit. Certainly the rhythm that both teams were developing. Now, there were 2 referees on that same side, so they theoretically should have saw everything that went down, but now with the video replay, provide a lot more clarity. The funny thing is the crew chief wasn't involved. Double checking on the season as a whole. Captain Liu has a mast. To my surprise, I don't see any specialty fouls. Oh no, he has 3. Possible 4th coming up, or could it be to Johnson? The referee still sorting it out. There was a little bit of an outage earlier in the day. It is a very balmy, sunny day in Taipei. Now the referee going to the MC of the arena to clear things up too. Johnson has 2 technicals, no unsportsmanlikes, no disqualifications. Well, neither player in that much of danger of getting suspended for the accumulation of specialty fouls. And so, probably a unique kind of situation. They call it a double foul, even though theoretically it's a sequencing of one foul followed by another. But it is a way to keep both of the players in the game. So the Braves set up a Spain pick and roll. This time Little Loop catches the hands of KJ. Both of those players drafted into the 2021 Plus League Amateur Draft. The biggest thing for the Braves, however, on their side is they don't have MVP candidate, Chen Xiangjun. We'll have to talk it over a break, and back after this.
或者是 Fridays 美式餐厅享有用餐的8折优惠。那么待会挑战成功的也记得到出场有卖水才会来领奖哦。哦，比尔你在找谁呢？比尔如果有看到比尔想找的人，记得跟比尔告知一声哦。比尔有消息大家会通知你的。好，那么我们来看一下，待会会是哪位哦？ 先是我们文成的铁粉，来比尔第一个动作，2个5，好，恭喜 copy 成功，可以，好，下一位美女来跟比尔做出一样的动作，秀出你的2头肌，恭喜 copy 成功。下一组不要滑手机喽，看一下大荧幕，就是你们，来脸颊爱心，跟着比尔做出一样的动作。
As Bill is looking for Tank Wang Bozi, also interacting with fans in the arena. Only 5% of the Plus League regular season left. So go ahead and like up the stream.
As we see, Ryan, these last couple games are going to be extremely important and very fun games to watch. We talked about it earlier, but the Steelers, they're going to need a couple wins for them to clinch that last playoff spot. As we saw the Dreamers earlier finish out a very close game. It was almost a comeback, but they were able to close it out and secure one more win for them.
That's right. The Steelers, in a funny way, do still control their destiny. Thanks to having the scheduled last game against the Dreamers, though, of course, they got to take care of business tonight and beat the Pilots on Saturday before taking on the Dreamers on a back-to-back. So last we left off with KJ Honkaige, fouled shooting, making the first from Zhenzi University. And makes the second. Now the Braves, a little bit of a 3-2 zone, two bigs on the bottom. Little Lou open three on the way, wayward. The Steelers usually break it, but don't get the shot. Out to Zaisev, he'll try from three, and shows him how it's done.
Yeah, he's extremely dangerous, Ryan, when you have big men that can play the post really well, but also have that outside shot. And well, we've seen it with Johnson, but also Zaitsev as well, getting that open three up at the top of the key.
Jeremy this time working from the top on the pick and roll, missing the jumper. Could be the other way. KJ can't make it a couple in a row after the break. And here come the Steelers on the break. Matejsen goes to the cup and scores.
Yeah, it was a good little seal out by Wendell down on the block. Just gave him the little extra space he needed to go up for the easy uncontested layup.
Goku Natasen's best game was April 9th against the Braves, 27 points in the victory. Not on the same page. Zaisev throws it out of bounds, yet the intended target. Lewis giving Big Z Zaisev an open look, but Zaisev has always been a pretty decent shooter in the Plus League. On the season, in fact, according to my notes, still a 40% shooter out there. So, indeed, a curious individual defensive strategy as Wang Yusheng will head off for Jerry Tanyowei. Last year's Rookie of the Year and supposedly the #1 point guard for the Steelers, but in came Jeremy Lin, skipping through and getting the finger roll around Winston. Looked like he's trying to tackle them more so than play defense.
That's just amazing body control there, Ryan. I mean, splitting the defense and then protecting the ball enough to where even if someone slaps at your arm, you're still able to extend on that finger roll and drop it in.
There you see, hanging on to the basketball, even kind of putting it behind himself. Primarily guarded by number 8 Zogweier previously, and again, a little bit of a zone look. Jeremy pulls up some three this time, no.
Yeah, as we mentioned, if Jeremy's hitting these wide open shots, they're gonna have to adjust on that screen. We see that Zaitsev is just sinking off a little, not helping, and that just leaves some open shots.
He's taking his first shot, and the rebound eventually picked up by Winston, faking Jeremy and missing the reverse. And Lewis comes down to pick up the loose ball. In transition, Natasen takes the three. And it's a little bit of a scramble as we have some sloppiness going on. Captain Lou, right where he left off, swishing it from outside.
You know, those second chance points, the offensive rebounds are adding up. And when we see, you know, when there's a little scramble, a lot of open shooters and a lot of different things can develop.
On the switch, forcing Johnson to fade away. He leaves it short with Winston in the neighborhood, but could not secure it. Quickly the other way, Lewis right down the middle, no. Rotated on Natasen, trying again. Still off the mark.
Yeah, we're seeing the Steelers get a lot of open shots here early in the first quarter. They're just gonna have to knock them down.
It's Beast. Natasen providing the block with Johnson brought over defender. I don't think a 40-year-old vet appreciated that.
No, not at all, Ryan, as we see. Just on this replay, though, wide open shot. That comes from those offensive rebounds, second chance points. We can just add another 3 to that list.
Here's a local center. Yao. Number 20 guarding Zaitsev, but down low it's Bill Ling Junhao trying to check Johnson as Zaitsev relocates into the left corner. He'll try another 3 and another hit by the Ukrainian center.
You know, he's feeling a hot hand right now, and we'll see him probably get some more shots up if they don't come up and guard him.
And Jeremy is guarded by Josh Zhou. Payson working with Mouse and Spoon. Driving kick to Tianwei's mid-range. He gets it easy.
Beautiful pump fake there. Get his defender to come up on him with the threat of the shot. And then one quick dribble for the easy elbow jumper.
Tianwei might be having a down season compared to last year, but still averaging 9.6 points per game. Winston thought about it. Now we'll work with Zaitsev. Johnson doubled, and he taps it too hard out of bounds.
It was a good look. Johnson realized that he had the double on him, the double team, and he passed it off, but you know, just a little too hard on that touch.
Zaitsev with a couple made 3s on the game. The Steelers opting to rotate a lot more guys, at least early on in the game. They usually have a rotation of 9. As Jeremy gets to the rack and scores. Count the basket and one coming up.
There's a great sequence there. You know, right off the catch, Jeremy realized his defender was shading him a little to the left, and he took it straight past 2 defenders and finished it on that right side there for that and one, and tying up the game at 22.
There's the incredible athleticism that makes it so hard and so unpredictable when he takes off like that. He can have all kinds of unique and athletic finishes.
He definitely has a lot of skills in his bag, Ryan. You know, he's got that 3, he can pull up, he can take you off the dribble. He pretty much has everything you want in a basketball player.
Jimmy Shizomo on the block, hands it off to Zhou. He'll try the mid-range shot, and it's in. That's one thing about Zhou's game is he's not afraid to take those long 2s as Jeremy puts it up. Now picking up on the other side, but blocked on reverse.
You know, maybe Jeremy was, he got that early contact, maybe he thought he got fouled there and tried to put up a shot to get maybe some free throws.
Josh drives and dishing. Jimmy's missed mid-range. So 24-23, Braves with the early lead. And it shrunk as Jeremy takes a 3. He got it.
Yeah, the Braves definitely have to do something on those little screens. As we've seen, Jeremy's got a ton of open shots, and they're probably going to have to either follow him over that screen, or they're going to have a big come up and hedge him a little bit.
Beast gets the rebound, but can't get the pass off. The Steelers up by 2. Jeremy from 2 steps out. Oh, probably need a step in. Beast will by himself, and it's a brick. I don't say that very often about Beast in this arena, especially. Good contact. Jeremy does not get the bounce, but he will go to the line. His individual quarter high on the season is 17 points. Back on March 19th, get another look. That time, making a move without even so much as a dribble or a head fake, just kind of taking off early before the defender.
Yeah, that quickness and that speed we saw right there took him off the bounce and went through 3 defenders and finished.
Missing the free throw. Here's a 85% free throw shooter. Tops on the Steelers and close to the top of the plus league leaderboards too. That, in my observation, not that I've seen too much, certainly Dwight Howard could have used in his basketball career in any of the stops he was making. And then perhaps a whole minute of rest for number 7 as number 77 takes his place. Joko's pass deflected, got it back, but now the play is a little bit blown up. Side-step screens. Winston relocates to under the basket. I thought they missed that opportunity. The big Z to Winston for the score.
Well, yeah, with Zaitsev being a shooting threat, hitting those last 2 3-pointers, Wendell had to shift over a little bit, which gave the backdoor opportunity open for the Braves.
Little pistol set for the Steelers as Captain Lou hits another one. A little bit of pressure as the Braves left with only 6 seconds on the clock. East will pull up from deep. A little too strong, and the Steelers, after being down big, find themselves up at the end of the first quarter. Plus League Basketball will be back after this.
送给富邦 Angels 以及比尔，谢谢各位。
Travis, Bill, and the Fubon Angels finished their first quarter performance. In the early going is the Steelers up by 4 after being down 11-2 in the early goings of the game. The Braves, bigs in particular, shooting well from the outside. Then it was Captain Lou to the rescue before, of course, Jeremy Lin had to jump in there with his individual scoring. Right now, it seems like he's getting to the basket way too easily, whether it's through a ball screen or whether it's just him going one-on-one against the defender.
Yeah, definitely. You know, the Braves are definitely going to have to address this after the first quarter. Just a couple of highlights here. You see a wide open jump shot, wide open floater. He's just getting to the basket way too easy, and we'll try to see if the Braves adjust. Just a tough shot there as well. Seems like he's firing on all the cylinders tonight as they're trying to get away with a must-need win.
One element about the Steelers' loss to the Braves in the last game, only 7 for 28 shooting the 3-ball. Jeremy in particular, 0 for 6. Of course, he did have a game-high 37 points, so one thing to nitpick, but he leading the team. Need that firepower, especially here at Huping Gymnasium, known for being a high-scoring environment. Jeremy on the elbow extended. Firing a pass to Natason with a soft 3.
As we saw right there on that ball screen we were just talking about, they actually switched, the Braves switched on Jeremy right off there, so he couldn't get that easy open 3, and he couldn't turn the corner either. So we've seen quick adjustment already from the Braves.
Smart, fresh in the game. Taking a tough turnaround shot, grazing off the rim, and there's Winston in the right spot. Beast will be patient with it. Tokoyer had that one partially blocked. Here come the Steelers on the other way. Tayson denied at first. Then he'll catch and shoot. He got it. And that was Goku Tayson getting fired up and forcing the Braves to a timeout. We're just not even a minute in the second quarter, and the home team's got to talk it over. We'll be back after this.
需要一些摸币大放送，又或者是对自己上篮很有信心的，哪里缺摸币的？哪里？举手的，有在某某购物消费才可以举手哦，有办会员的才可以举手哦。哪里？秀出你的账号。拿到小球的，待会来到我们场中来玩游戏。 待会会邀请到今天企业包票来，我们一起赢勇士的爱讯股份有限公司的伙伴，照顾一下组队后面的朋友。好，再拿到小球的朋友，在第二节结束要来到两边篮筐后。
It's an expected sellout crowd here at Huping Gymnasium, as the Thai family sitting there on the back row. Maybe no relation to the president, but. We'll have to double check with that.
Yeah, we'll have to check our sources. You know, at the end of that timeout, we saw the Braves. They did make an adjustment on Jeremy Lin, but you know, when you're focusing so much on Jeremy, that leaves a lot of other shooters open. And we just saw Goku Tayson just hit 2 big threes there.
It was a set play to start the quarter, and then it was one of those secondary breaks. Tanyewe making it tough on Josh. He does dive on the basketball. Braves can't get it back as Lewis does kick it out of bounds. So maybe they want to reconsider. Not the first sequence that's kind of got a little loopy on us here.
With a little straggling for the ball. A lot of hands, a lot of feet in play, as we see.
And we see both the hands, then Lewis's sneaker. Will be Steelers basketball as Tayson floats into Lewis and Weber open in the corner. Not take advantage. The Braves last played at home back on April 23rd. Same weekend the Braves had a home game as Beast went to the hardwood, ball going out of bounds. The Braves beat the Dreamers, then lost to the Pilots. Whereas down in Kaohsiung, the Steelers swept the Lioneers and the Kings, continuing on to win 8 in a row. Those games included. And we're looking to Tayson's way until he clears out. Jeremy's early layup, no problem.
Yeah, Jeremy's starting off hot. And we see, you know, Goku Tayson trying to relocate there in the corners, getting a little off-ball screens to make sure his hot hand keeps it going.
Smart has an answer. He played not a lot of time in the last game, but Coach Roger complimented for playing hard. Just 9 points in 3.5 minutes in the fourth quarter against the Lioneers. Now it's Jerry's turn to throw the rock, but he gives it up. Jeremy driving left, maneuvering to the elbow, and gets the bucket.
And Jeremy's ability to just squeeze by his defenders just makes it really impossible for them to guard. And they never know which way he's going to go, and that leads to a good jumper with a strong defender towering over him.
Johnson was pushed out of bounds, they say, as you see Beast, the early layup previously. They're getting past Josh and even taking a bump from Smart there. As TJ Jantinza will take the place of his high school teammate. Quickly down low, but Jeremy probably got to work on his dodgeball skills as Beast, the lucky recipient of the pass.
Those quick hands, though, just shows He's also giving it his all on the defensive end, not only on the offense.
Trying to get around TJ with a little crease, but short with it. Here come the Braves the other way with Beast, fouled by Captain Luke on the run. And credit the captain for getting down there, but didn't play it clean with the hand.
Yeah, it's better to get to foul them early than make sure they get a guaranteed 2 points there on the fast break. So I would say good foul.
The two of them longtime teammates on the national squad, especially in the 2010s. Ling Junhao now switched on to Beast. Steelers have a little bit more traditional of a lineup. Looks like one will step out of the bounds on the sidelines. The Braves have been a little turnover prone on the game. And look, Beast threatening the step back jumper. They've already committed 9 turnovers on the game. Beast in particular has 3. Antonio White high off the window and in.
Yeah, beautiful finish there. He made sure to get it high off the glass, so Johnson couldn't get a hand on it. Make sure to shoot it early as well.
Johnson has to go retrieve the basketball and firing away from way downtown. But a tip rebound right to Winston. His turnaround shot, also a miss. The Braves have, as we mentioned, a little bit more of an advantage on the rebounding side, but they've not converted on a lot of them. And Lewis seemed to be partially blocked. But Johnson with catch and shoot 3 opportunity, he buries it.
These bigs on the Braves are shooting very well, Ryan, and that's something that is very difficult to guard for the Steelers. They're a little undersized compared to the bigs, so we'll see how they adjust to that.
A timeout by the Steelers as Coach Tony has seen the wrong team with a little bit of momentum. And in particular, Wendell Lewis's defense is definitely going to be challenged. Let's listen in.
各位试试看。反击的话，我们现在都一直想着再从中间或者是侧边去突破他的防守线。我们可不可以把球送到0度角？如果是送到0度角，把球转换边切走，这个时候再来打挡拆。因为我一直在讲这件事情，是我们一直没有做出来，但我觉得他是有机会的。OK 吗？好了。1, 2, 3，
It's like Coach Zenzalong suggesting a solution to what he sees as a fast break problem. There you see the block by Johnson. And the Braves going the other way. Tony suggesting that maybe they start their fast breaks getting the ball to the corner instead and warping the defense a different way than attacking from the front or even the wing.
Yeah, attacking from the corners might be a little better option. There's probably less help if you go either baseline or try to squeeze back to the middle. So 2 different ways to attack and probably less help on the defensive end.
Bicep is in there along with Johnson as Jeremy tripped up but hanging on to the possession. Tyson looking for Lewis but passing right out of bounds. Not ready to make a catch. So the Steelers have a, if this was baseball, it would have been a souvenir.
You know, unfortunately, these fans, if the ball is thrown into the crowd, they got to give it right back. So, yeah, we're seeing a little break there, a little moisture on the floor. And this game will get it right back going in a second.
DJ will try to bring it up on Jerry. Over to Beast, getting plenty of playing time. He, Winston, and Jet, 30 minutes together in 12 of the games this season. Intercepted pass as Winston trying to play physical. forcing Jeremy to cough it up. And then now a technical foul. Seems like to go into the Steelers bench. So they do have a pretty decent argument.
It was a little tough defense there. We see Jeremy hit the floor twice in the last 2 possessions. So maybe there's something a little extra, a shove from the armbar or something similar. But the referees are definitely going to keep a close eye on that from now. And we see Jeremy talking to one of the referees.
They put up on screen the Steelers translator, Oscar, the one who earned the technical foul there. Zhenzulong earned one most recently in Taoyuan. So I don't know if he really appreciates his assistant laughing off the technical afterwards.
No, definitely not. You know, every point matters, especially in this game. So hopefully that doesn't bite him later on.
Wendell Lewis receiving from Natason for those 2 points. Also revealed that his nickname, maybe with his family, is Pooh. Ty Winton rails the 3, and the Braves cut the lead down to 7.
Yeah, beautiful look there as Chris Johnson had the ball down low. You saw the double. You know, and he's tall enough to whip a pass right over the defenders and give the wide open shot in the corner.
Overthrow on the pass, though. Zaitsev trying to contend that there was some contact down low. Get another look. Natason, also one of the Steelers' leaders in assists. Able to get 3.5 per game, even with Jeremy's 9.1 or Jerry's 5.5 per game.
Yeah, definitely having a lot of
going back door and getting it in. Jeremy high off the glass, quickly down the other way. Beast is denied at first, and having some stumbles with the basketball. DJ catching shoot, but that's in and out. Steelers playing on the pace they want. Natason dropping it off for Lewis. Ball out of bounds. Referee needs a little bit of help. And they say it's for the Braves. Get another look at the back door. That time, they love to put Jeremy on one side and let him decide if he wants to take the handoff or go back door. It's worked on just a few players here in the Plus League.
Yeah, as we've seen, Jeremy's skill set, he's not only on ball, but also off ball. He filled up, saw that his defender was playing him a little too close, and went back door for that easy layup. So keep looking for those off-ball screens, off-ball cuts, because, you know, they'll be wide open.
I've never heard of the term filled up, but okay, you learned something. Zhang Dongshin back in the game. Screen from Johnston, he puts it up with right hand. It's off the mark, and here come the Steelers with numbers. Lewis taking it from Jerry. And the Steelers have got a good connection going whenever they go to the basket.
Yeah, we're seeing the Steelers getting a lot of quality shots, not only on set offense, but on these fast breaks as well.
Little hook pass, but again, Natason got his hand on it. A little 4-on-2, take it himself, missing the mark. And the referee say off with the Steelers. KJ Honkaijie gonna get credit for that stop there.
The Braves are uncharacteristically turning the ball over a lot in these last few possessions, which is leading the Steelers to get a lot of opportunities. They may not have converted there, but as we saw on the play before that, they're getting a lot of fast break layups.
Listening on the Braves timeout.
不管是刚才的4-5 high low 还是小的，你这边停球直接被 play 球传给中锋这边被停耐，都一样，不要再发生失误了。带过来直接是二力赛，二力赛的时候这边在运球，这个中锋挡完人过来之后，如果你被抵赖，不要收球，不要收球给。 你在这边，要不然就是拿到球直接 pass， 然后直接来 handle， 要不然就是过去用 screen。这个中锋 player 在走，直接二力赛接到后子来攻，不要每次都停下来再传球。还有一个最重要的，我们都被人家我们失误被打板块攻， 每一个人都一样，没有观众要进来看我们失误被打快攻的。No turnover, back to transition defense. OK, early side open. 来 ，Let's go. 我上半场没有暂停啊。
Coach Roger, being very marketing conscious, says nobody paid money to see us turn the ball over and get attacked the other way. He also says that you don't want the Braves guards to hang on to possession too long, as the Steelers have gotten a lot of deflections, and they need themselves to push the pace whenever they get the chance.
Yeah, it seems like the Braves are telegraphing their passes a little too much, which leads to the defenders to have their arms out and tap a lot of those away.
Devo back in the game, but floating to the corner as Zysef has to retrieve the loose ball, denied by Captain. Finally, the Steelers push it the other way. Taiyong will line up a three. It's short. Jet denied by Little Lou, and the Braves rotate it around, but it's Natason jumping in front of Johnson. Over Little Lou, Butterfinger for a second, but another chance and another make.
You know, initially, Ryan, we were talking about these bigs and the bigs of the Braves and how it might be a problem for the undersized Steelers teams that we're matching up against them. But it seems like they're doing a really good job. You know, Natason fronting Johnson on that last play, able to jump a little bit before him and get that steal. So hopefully we'll see some solid defense on that end.
JJ missing the mark as he gets his own rebound. So it looks like they're going to say he drops it out of bounds. But as we suspected, the Steelers having to play Johnson or Zysef with a wing player, whether it's Natason or whether it's a local. And as of right now, having good success. But here comes the challenge with Mouse now playing center. We'll see who joins them as the Braves get in light. Hinga.
I like to see the Braves get more of their bigs active down low. As we saw before, Chris Johnson was able to find a lot of open shooters whenever the Steelers collapsed on him. So I'd like to see some more balls down low.
Another flare screen for Captain Lou. And the Steelers already 54 points on the game. But now they say an offensive foul, as I don't know if it was Zysef and Mouse getting a little too physical down low. Now, theoretically in basketball, that is how you say counter the entry pass denial, is you got to be physical with your rear end, and you can't create too much of a disadvantage for the defense. Jeremy going to work, but kept the dribble alive. 3.5 minutes to go in the first half. Switched on to Steve-O. For Little Lou. With Jerry relocating, his shot is up and an overshoot.
You know, even though that shot was a little over, the defense broke down there at the end with that drive, and they actually had an open three there.
Casual floater missed by Jed, as Mouse had that one two-handed blocked by Johnson. Basically, I was trying to argue a foul, but if you ask our referee consultant, he would educate you about the lift principle, and Johnson was a lot higher than Mouse was on that play.
Yeah, you rotated pretty well, got up right behind him. As you see, two-hand stuff.
Braves get the stop, and here they come the other way. Over to Lightingan. Just like that from Elan. As Mouse tries to deny the entry, but now he's going to play Johnson straight up. He slams it! The facial!
Oh my gosh, Ryan. You know, like I said, I wanted to see the Braves bigs be more aggressive. And Johnson right there shouldered him, a little two-step, and then just threw it down, posterized him.
See that so rarely in the Plus League, that you go have a player straight up attacking opponent on the post up. Usually save for maybe last year's Sim Bular, who would bulldoze his way to the basket and have enough height to put it in. Looks like Jeremy is going to conduct a strategy. Might be a little bit intimate now with the score bug helping out cover up the actual strategy board.
And they don't want the Braves fans that's walking in right now trying to steal some strategy from the Steelers.
如果他们锋线在拿球的时候，你不一定每一次要去要球，你去帮他们做一个 screen， 你再 pop out， 然后呢 window 再冲上来跟你打。如果你没有第一时间投篮的话，然后这个用在转换上面、反击上面。Okay.
Double drag. Go cool. You bring it up. Okay. Hey, start from this side. Go to this side. I am going to come in and screen to Wendell. Wendell, you got it on your block. Good work, baby.
OK 吗？好来。
Hey, 1, 2, 3.
Hey, 时间防守守到，只能再让对方得6分。我们现在都没有在守啊。来 ，Let's go. Wait.
That time, Jeremy trying to call a play for a shooter while Tony Tenzulong wanted him to play off ball a little bit. As you see Johnson with all the mean intentions and a little extra stuff afterward. Beating Mouse to the cup, beating Mouse with verticality, and getting a little extra stuff in there as well. Well deserved though for that highlight play. Let's see what answer the Steelers have, who scored 62 here in the first half of their first matchup against each other. Player goes down, it's Lewis. Spot on the elbow as Captain Lou, another one! All nylon, and 3 points away from 60 are the Steelers.
Yeah, the Steelers are getting a lot of open threes and they're getting some good shots up. And, you know, right now their shooters are hitting everything, so we'll see that continue.
Jet overshoots everything. The Steelers forced to slow it up, but now continuing with their commanding lead. Lewis going one-on-one, pushing Johnson in, the baby hook.
Yeah, Wendell was backing him down, keeping an eye out to see if anyone was going to collapse on him on defense, and no one came, so he just went straight up for the easy bucket.
No look passes, Lewis getting the layup and the foul. And it's a runaway game for the Kaohsiung 1-7 Live Steelers.
Yeah, we see the momentum all on the Steelers right now. Hit a quick three, hit a quick baby hook, and then on that transition play right there, we see that and one layup. The Braves better do something quickly, or else this game's going to get out of hand before the half ends.
Another look as Jeremy Lin continuing to rack up assists as well. It's now 62 points, which ties the mark they set on that opening weekend. The crowd a little bit stunned as Jet giving a step down to Zysek. Forcing it up, he will get a foul out of the play.
I like the patience there by Zaitsev. You know, right on that entry pass, kept his eyes up, looking for open teammates, but decided to take it himself and brought himself to the line.
On the game, the Braves 3 of 4 from the line. 4 of 5, excuse me. The Steelers are 3 of 4. Zaitsev off with the first, so the Braves finally reaching 40 points. So down by 22 is not where they want to be. And he goes 2 for 2. Pressure by Leitingen, but Nitason brings it over the timeline. Now on the switch. Jeremy getting extra runway. Behind the back, then the mid-range, pretty.
And that separation that Jeremy Lin can create, stopping on a dime, a little step back, had all the time in the world to hit that shot, and he sunk it.
Leitingen will try to get it back, but off the target.
Seems like the Steelers are rebounding extremely well on the defensive end. I thought there was going to be more resistance from the Braves with the two bigs with their height advantage, but seems like that's not the case at the moment.
A little tricky from Nitason with the reverse layup. Jet denied. Let's see who they give the block to, but Jeremy pushing up ahead. Little Lou trying to get on the action. Probably the one spot for the Steelers that not exactly going for them. But they probably don't mind too much right now.
I would say not, Ryan. They've been playing defense really well, and just one missed shot on offense isn't going to take that away from them.
Ball goes out of bounds for the Steelers as you get another look. Jeremy with the mid-range shot on Light, and then Nitason, might not be the tallest import player or tallest player in the league, but sometimes has the longest strides.
Yeah, of course. Quickness is extremely important as well, and as you saw, he got past two defenders and extended for that reverse layup.
The Braves against the Steelers have had the minimum of 44 points in the half as Jeremy takes a hit to the midsection. There is a whistle. Not so happy about the contact, but he will have halftime to recover if he needs it.
Yeah, taking a little time, kneeling down a little bit, trying to maybe catch his breath. Might have got hit in the stomach there, so we'll probably catch that on the replay. And now the referees are going to go to the monitor to rewatch that play there.
Indeed, the max was 62 points on November 6th. As you get another look, Jeremy taking off early, and Johnson pretty casual about it, putting his right elbow up, and you can agree is rather dangerous play. The Steelers then followed up with 61 points on December 3rd and another loss, and then 62 the last time they beat the Braves. Well, it's not the first time Johnson's committed a hard foul in the game. Yeah, it's hard to imagine he might get away with just a common foul here.
Yeah, it might not seem super intense there on the screen, but when you're playing a game and you're going straight up for that layup, any contact, especially in your midsection, can definitely knock the breath out of you. Or as you saw, Jeremy kneeling over earlier, some damage was taken for sure.
So, adding to the Braves' trouble, Johnson with an unsportsmanlike foul. And between this foul and his foul against Captain Lou, it's kind of hard to say that there wasn't at least one unsportsmanlike between the two of them. So, if anything, the Braves are a little lucky that he's still eligible to play the rest of the game. Yeah, for now.
For sure. These hard fouls, definitely in the shooting motion, is pretty dangerous. So, and the referees going back to double check on that is more of a safety precaution, and you got to protect these players out here. So, glad to see that.
Johnson previously against the Steelers averaging 25 points per game and a plus 23 points. Well, I don't think it's plus 23 right now, Kyle.
I would say not, but who knows what the second half is going to bring us. They definitely got a lot of time to prepare and try to catch up on some things that they need to fix in the second half, bro. This game's just going to get out of hand.
Already 22? Oh, no. Just 22 points in the first half. So far, I guess we can say it. This is kind of an elimination game for the Steelers, having to win 3 in a row to make the Plus League playoffs. They go straight to the basket. Nitason over on top of Limon Xue.
A beautiful back cut there. We saw Jeremy pass the ball early. Gokul Nitason was able to squeeze past his defender and elevate and drop in that final shot at the buzzer.
The one person that they were missing was Mouse to get in the way. That's happened a couple times. Well, that'll be the end of the first half, 69-41. Steelers trying to keep their season alive.
一下，在今天我们有参加我们 LP 品牌摊位所推出的抽奖，恭喜，请大家仔细听哦，得奖连是1187、1187，还有4528、4528，以上2位朋友带着你的存根联到我们 LP 品牌摊位来领奖，有我们勇士的腿护套。接下来我们先来请杰米来为我们揭晓今天我们神预测第1位投进3分球的勇士，就是我们的洪凯杰。好，在公布完之后，我们要请我们的默默购物古元宏总经理来为我们一起抽出奖项。有请总经理。好，总经理要帮我们抽出3位朋友，3位朋友可以获得我们这一次默默购物所提供的卡纳赫拉的小动物给你温暖造型抱枕毯，以及香研所的花园系精油扩香。好，仔细听哦。我们抽出的有3491、3491，还有5690、5690，以及6364。以上3位记得来到2边篮筐后方来集合。我们待会要来再次有请总经理来帮我们颁发奖项。那我们先请总经理先回座休息，待会中场游戏后再来一起颁发奖项。也欢迎默默口，欢迎。好，我们还有4位朋友。4位拿到小球的朋友，赶快来到我们2边篮筐后方，一起来集合。我们要来参加我们中场游戏，请大家赶快移动你的脚步。有拿到我们参赛资格小球的朋友，拿到小球的朋友，同时还有我们今天一起来公司团体一起来支持勇士的爱讯股份有限公司伙伴们也来报道哦。以上4位也先跟大家讲一下，现在目前来到场中的有几位了呢？好，第1回合的参赛者先帮我到3分线就位。哦，小心小心。好，2位参赛者先注意我这边，哦。有没有看到中间有7个牌子？这将决定你们今天的摸币奖金有多少。待会呢，你们拿着球从3分线出发之后，上篮1次成功才可以回来翻牌。那翻完那个牌，帮我拉到你的半场，这样才比较好计算你是有多少奖金。这样了解吗？当中可能会有吉祥物，可能会有奖金，可能会有乘以2，所以要努力一下，拼速度也要拼你牌子。我们没有时间截止，但是我们比的是7个牌子都被翻开之后再来算总奖金，这样 OK 吗？好，3分线请就位。待会听到音乐 ，Ready Go 再出发哦。听音乐
，1 2 Ready Go，
出发，要进才可以哦，没进就不进。
2 misses in a row, 3 misses in a row, and the 4th is magic. A little halftime shooting contest with Momo Shopping as the sponsor for the Braves theme weekend to wrap up their home portion of the schedule. Wang Xinkai and Wang Boling on the Mandarin broadcast. I'm Ryan Chen, joined by Kyle Hudson on the English commentating side. And the biggest number, there's among many, is 14 turnovers by the Braves. We thought their size advantage between Zaitsev and Johnson is something they could take advantage of, but they're even having trouble getting entry passes into their bigs. And the Steelers on the other side, staying ahead with a lot of made threes, and you of course got to throw on Jeremy Lin on top for additional scoring and assists everywhere.
Yeah, of course, Ryan. The turnovers are killing the Braves, and which are leading to a lot of open layups on the other end for the Steelers with their fast break offense.
One thing that they are doing very well when other players are attempting to shoot from the inside too is the Steelers are really converging on these would-be drivers. Zaitsev earlier in the game had success. Steve-O knocked down a few threes, but besides that, the Braves are searching for inspiration, though I'd imagine they have to start on the defensive end. They need to play Jeremy much better one-on-one or in the pick-and-roll situation. There you see Winston trying to tackle the ball loose instead of actually playing defense. And this is what we're talking about. Beach trying to go under or hitting the screen to no avail. And Natason and Captain Luke getting hot. There's 2 spots that make it difficult for the Braves to help out on.
Oh, yeah, for sure, Ryan. The Braves came out really hot, like you mentioned, a couple of quick threes by Steve-O, but, Jeremy Lin kind of took over, and when the Braves started to adjust on his offensive side, we saw people step up on the other end. Captain Liu and the case in there at the end.
So rebounding is still problematic for the Steelers, who, as you saw earlier on their graphic, 29-21 in favor of the Braves, but with as many turnovers or as many loose balls as there are on the floor, not exactly a big problem, as they have a sizable 28-point halftime lead, and particularly the second quarter, 39-15 has been a crazy mark. And this is not exactly a Braves roster that's, you could say, that much of a rotational side, as understandably they're, Josh saying, trying to rotate their guys for better health. Well, the only game left on the weekend portion is the Pilots coming into the building to take on the Braves. Bai Yaochen and TJ Jianqingzao, front runners for Rookie of the Year. Maybe we'll see them tomorrow. We got one more break before our next breakdown at half.
5000元、2500元，太厉害了！来，我们参加的朋友一起来到场中，也要再一次有请我们某某购物古元宏总经理来到中央。好，6位朋友，我们都来中间，太厉害了！好，我们一起来颁发奖项。好，我们先拿着我们奖金的牌子，待会再来一起到后方来确认各自的奖金有多少。好，先看我们中间摄影师，来看中间哦。好，谢谢得奖者，总经理请留步。我们还有神预测的朋友要来领奖。好，神预测的朋友来到中间。一样，总经理留步。我们还有一个奖项来颁发，我们3位神预测的朋友，恭喜你们可以获得由某某购物所提供的卡纳赫拉的小动物的给你温暖造型抱枕毯，以及香烟所提供的花园系精油扩香。来，往你们右手边一步，好看中间。好，谢谢，同时也谢谢古元宏总经理，谢谢某某购物这么大方送出这么多好礼物。好，接下来邀请大家来看一下我们的环屏，我们的荧幕要来秀出的。好，也请我们要来提供给大家 Vacanza 的折扣优惠码，欢迎大家拿起手机来捕捉一下我们 Vacanza 的饰品的我们环屏，帮我拍下这个画面，你就可以到实体门市来享有我们富邦勇士的伙伴们才有的独享9折优惠。同时，如果你平常就有在线上官网来购买我们的Vacanza饰品的，只要输入折扣码 BRAVES 就一样可以享有9折的优惠，赶快拿起手机捕捉画面哦。
One more bonus plus league Tuesday night basketball when the New Taipei Kings host the Hsinchu Jeko Lioneers on May 9th at 7 p.m. Don't know who invited him. Maybe it's Jeremy Lin, but Dwight Howard's in the building, having played on the Leopards in a different league in Taiwan. Leading scorers with Jeremy Lin's 22 leading the pack. Yuzhenlu 15, Wendell Lewis, the benefactor of a lot of dimes with 13, Goku Natesi with 12. As we mentioned, Jeremy really getting whatever he wants, and sometimes it doesn't even take a ball screen. Sometimes he's just straight taking it left or right to an advantage, and he has that 1 3-pointer made. That's one part of the game that he's kind of backed off from the early parts of his Plus League days. choosing to not take as many volume threes as he had in the past, but he's still a very lethal scorer. And the worst part is they've also figured out how to score with him off ball as well.
Yeah, just the way that Jeremy can score, not only on the catch and shoot threes, but as we see, he's very quick on these different back cuts and finishing at the rim too. So he's got a diverse skill set that makes him very dangerous. If the players get too close on him when he's shooting the three, then he has the ability to drive right by him and finish at the rim, or just stop on a dime and pull up for that jumper.
Already with 9 assists as well with that last one out of the sideline out of bounds. Ior Zaisev leads the break with 10 points, followed by Johnson 7. Stevo, a couple made threes for 6. KJ getting a start next to him with 5, and Ty Winton off the bench with 5 points of his own. The Braves obviously falling behind in the scoring department, but as we mentioned, the primary thing for them is how they're going to defend. And I think for the biggest thing, especially when they're down by so much, is how do they play at the fast pace that they want, but in control of the ball game of how they want to be in control of the flow.
Oh yeah, for sure. So far we've seen, at halftime, they've had a lot of turnovers. I believe 14 turnovers. And, if they want to push the ball and try to get some easier buckets, that does come at a cost. So, if they can limit those turnovers in the second half, that leads to a lot less fast break buckets for the Steelers, which is going to force them to play some more half-court offense, which might be better for the Braves in the long run.
Now, they're not shooting the three ball too poorly, 7 for 22, but maybe Beast not having the exact matchup performance against Jeremy that they want, only 1 for 6 from the field. We'll be going to one last break before the start of the second half.
揪过来！现在带大家来到2楼商品部，可以看到东东还有 Tiffany 手上，我们今天来到大家商品部最熟悉的，我们这次推出许多的系列商品，除了有身上的主题球衣，我们还跟 Vacansa 所联名推出我身上的项链，还有东东手上的袜子哦，这次都是跟 Vacansa 所联名推出。再来，我们自己家里这一次推出的还有小袋子，还有女生的短板 T， 女性的伙伴们，我们照顾到你们啦。这次东东跟 Tiffany 身上穿的是我们的背心，还有女性的短板 T。还有我们的浴巾，还有我们的钥匙圈，还有袜子，这么多的周边商品，就等你来勇士2楼商品部，赶快来哦！Send me that, not you, Mia， 我的业无限。
Hi, can you send me that? Sure.
Galaxy S23系列全新上市。
The one box that the Braves operate for their very important personnel up high as they get started in the second half. It's the Braves Sanlao and the two imports. Winston ghosting a screen. Now bounce pass to Johnson, spinning in the air. Jet wasn't quite ready for the shot. Now he'll try it from the corner. On the way and off as Johnson holding it up high. 3 twirls and in. Good way to start the second half. It will take the biggest comeback in Plus League regular season history if the Braves want to spoil the Steelers season right here tonight.
Yeah, we'll see if that pans out. But like I mentioned earlier, rebound is going to be a big deal for the Braves. And as we saw, that offensive rebound and putback by Johnson, that's a good start and a good adjustment that I think the Braves need if they want a chance to win this game.
Beast leaving it behind for Zaisev, who's keeping pace with another 3, this time from the right corner.
Great start by the Braves, hitting back-to-back shots. That's something that they're going to need to continue to get their shooting splits up and close this gap.
Tyson just hit one and another. Incendiary.
We talked about defense is going to be a huge factor, and even though the Braves are scoring on both ends, they got to play defense to get some stops.
First off, it's Jet getting the basket and the extra credit coming up. See, previously it was Igor Zaisev assist to Beast, and Tyson getting the benefit of a bounce. It's all quiet in the arena as Zhang Zhongxian will take his free throw. He had that stroke from outside that was kind of showing off in 2 or 3 weekends ago. That was a lot more, that was pretty solid. And indeed, Jeremy is right. It is a box and one going on. Tyson denied off to Little Lou as Jeremy staying way out of it.
Yeah, in this situation, Jeremy's just giving his teammates as much space as possible.
As Tyson from 35 feet out.
Yeah, if the Braves are going to try to take away Jeremy, then his teammates are going to step up. And as you see, Wilkin and Tyson just taking over so far for the Steelers in the second half.
Tumbleweed playing handsy as Beast gets the pass off. Jet missing down the middle and a foul on the rebound. It looked like 4 or 5 guys got a little contact there, but the Steelers making it tough on the Braves. As you see Tyson, that's exactly what, from the lowest levels to the top levels, a deep shot will ruin any zone defensive plans. So out of the baseline, 2 minutes into the second half, Beast catch and shoot, but it's called out of bounds.
Yeah, we'll see how the Steelers are going to react to this box and one. You know, in terms of box and one, you gotta spread out the floor a lot. So we'll see how they're going to react right now. They can make sure Jeremy gets the ball. But Chicken tries to give it up early, I think.
Now showing off a little bit more of a man look. Tyson driving on Zaisev. Jump off to Lewis. No, they say push off on the drive. A expressionless Johnson ready to go after the contact. There you see he was square and then cleared out of the way. Now, would have created a loose ball situation as Lewis missed the dunk, but not to worry. Everybody's safe. Hudson will come back in. The Steelers do have 3 team fouls to the Braves 0, so indicative of maybe a little bit more disciplined defense, but not exactly effective defense to start. He's getting the screen from Johnson. He's trying to find space down low. Winston will fire away, short. Ricochet right to Jeremy. Working on a triple-double, and there is the 10th assist of Jeremy Lin's game to Little Lou on the break.
Yeah, that's a beautiful pass. Unfortunately, you can't do box and one if you're giving up fast break points. So we'll see the Steelers try to push the ball. That way the Braves can get their defense set up.
Getting a step, Winston stripped. Put that onto Jeremy's stat sheet. Looking to get the ball back as Weber going to the cup, getting it off the backboard.
It seems like the Braves defense is just, when it doesn't get set up, it seems like it's not very effective. Someone wasn't on their man, and that created a lot of open space down in the middle of the lane for that easy layup there.
Maybe we can, it's been a few days, but Wendell Lewis throwing it out of bounds. A little bit better than throwing it right to a king, which unfortunately for the Steelers happened in their loss, breaking up their 8-game winning streak.
Well, it seems like the Steelers are, learning from their past mistakes, and they came out extremely strong here in the second half. And let's see the Braves try to bounce back here with a bucket of their own.
See if they can get anything. Johnson going on Weber. Jeremy coming down to help, but they say foul first.
I like the aggressiveness from Johnson there. He saw his man, took it to the hoop, but good help defense as we see 3 Steelers collapse on Johnson. So maybe he could keep his head up, pass the ball a little bit earlier, and the Braves could get some open shots.
It's Zysev's turn, driving on Mouse, dumping it off, but too hard off the hardwood. This time Weber trying to shoot it in transition, and it's pure. So Zambue finally finding his stroke, having been held to only 1 of 2 in the first half. Former Brave challenging the shot, but Beast in his face.
Sometimes it just takes one shot to get a team going. So seeing that 3 go in for the Braves, hopefully that'll kickstart something in them and get them some more baskets. But as we see, Jeremy Lin right back at him, hits that 3, trying to kill the momentum that the Braves had coming in at all.
Younger brother Joseph had the day off, so Lin parents both in attendance as Johnson fouled on the rebound on the putback attempt.
Great offensive rebound there by Johnson to grab that ball and go back up with it and draw a foul on the Steelers.
You see Jeremy shooting it on Jet on the little drag screen. Now Johnson at the line trying to get to double-digit scoring. He does so. The Braves in the third quarter, 11 points on pretty good efficiency. But again, the defense is what's causing the most problems for them. In fact, only 4 Steelers have scored, but for 18 points, less than 5 minutes into the quarter. Little Lou, shot fake, now stepping back. Fancy move, almost got it.
Yeah, we're seeing after this strong defense on Jeremy Lin here, we're seeing a lot more Steelers kind of step up and take some more shots, which is exactly what you're looking for.
Easy bucket for Chris Johnson down the middle. And that time, on the rare occasion, they were going high-low.
Yeah, the Braves got to mix it up. They got to do something else because it seems like they're not getting a lot of open shots that they've been looking for in this third quarter.
Now doesn't try the alley himself, so Captain Lou will try. Lucky bounce if you're the Braves as Weber sticking with the play. Right to Jeremy.
And that's just another turnover from the Braves, and that's leading to a breakdown on the defensive side.
Weber will try again and bottoms it. 90 points, less than halfway through the third quarter for the Steelers. Talk about trying to stay alive. This is almost a statement win, as maybe getting a little too ahead of himself. Aggressive with that foul.
Yeah, for sure. All the fans out here tonight are getting a pretty good show. It might not be for the home team, but who can argue with great basketball from the Steelers?
The fireworks will have to take a little bit of a pause as we have our first stoppage of the second half. We have the following messages for you, the viewing audience.
谢谢富邦 Angels。
Welcome back to the broadcast. It's the Steelers up big against the number 2 seeded Taipei Fubon Braves. There you see Michael Singletary getting today off. Presumably he'll be in there tomorrow against the Pilots in the Braves' continuous tune-up for the playoff. There you see Weber Tumbleway kind of jumping in there. He started the game, but didn't get much of a run in the first half, stepping up in the third quarter with some energy, letting off some steam against his former team. 7 points, throwing a couple steals as well.
Yeah, we're seeing some strong performances, not only from Jeremy Lin, but you know, Gokul Natason and a handful of other Steelers players. So can't take away from them. You know, we're mostly focused on Jeremy Lin with his prolific shooting, scoring, rebounding, assisting, stealing. You know, he's on his way to a triple-double, so can't overlook these other Steelers players.
Already 4 in double digits. Weber 3 away. Little Lou had that layup in transition. He's got 5, and Jerry Taiyonwei a modest 4 points. Here you see General Manager Kenny Kaohsiung, all smiles on his face so far. He's smiling a lot in the second half of the season, though. Not such a colorful look in the first half of the Steelers season. Second year operation, already got a new general manager and a new look to the team. Looking fresh now as KJ digging down and getting the takeaway.
That's some good defense from the Braves that they're going to have to continue to cut down on these easy baskets that the Steelers are getting on a pretty consistent basis. So we'll see if they can keep up that intensity.
Would have been a nice pass, but Mouse jumps in there in transition. Braves feint a little bit of pressure. Gary brings it up the floor. Wendell Lewis coughs it up again. A little stumbly out of the break, but here come the Braves. Johnson fading away, and the foul call from the baseline.
Yeah, Johnson has such long arms. You know, on that spin right there, very difficult to guard, and then just caught him right there on that elbow for the foul, and the 2 free throws coming up.
And there is the opposite of the lift principle. Johnson, taller player, longer arms, has a higher release point. So chances are, if the ball not even close to where it's intended, probably a foul. This is so-called a context clue. Johnson's night, 14 points on 4 of 10 from the field, 5 of 6 from the line. +1 on the free throw attempt, +1 on the free throw made. He'll go to the bench and Jimmy will take his spot. Probably not the last we've seen of him, but a frustrating night for him and his Brave teammates. Captain Liu on the double screen. They cover it up, so ball screen by Lewis. A little bit of room, but Zaisev gets in the way.
That's some good defensive pressure there at the very end. Zaisev.
TJ off the side of the glass, and KJ with the spinning reverse. That's what we keep saying. He's the second coming of Winston. Little handoff game, Taiyonwei to Captain Liu on the move. Oh, inside of the backboard. So here's some of the kids for the Braves between Josh, TJ, and KJ. But it's Zaisev firing away from 3 and getting the roll.
He's been shooting extremely well tonight. I'm kind of surprised at not getting him set up for some more three-point looks.
Zaisev now with 16 points as the Steelers electing to call timeout with some of the momentum, certainly their form, getting bent out of shape as you see the Tai family there on the back row of the lower section. one of the things that the Steelers had to overcome is early in the season, they had 10 straight road losses, which even surpassed the 7 straight in season 2 for their first season in operation. But since Jeremy Lin joined, now 6-3, including 5 straight wins before Sunday's loss to the Kings. For a team that's vying for the playoffs, that certainly is a very strong record and an intimidating one. As the Steelers obviously possibly going to the playoffs with a lot of momentum, but probably not too afraid of having to start the series on the road either.
Yeah, playing at home gives you a great advantage. You know, you're used to the rim, you're used to the atmosphere, you got the fans all on your side. But to be a good basketball team, you got to win on the road as well. So, you know, once Jeremy was added, he seems to be that missing piece that the Steelers needed to, you know, take them to the next level. And hopefully, you know, with a couple of wins here, we might see them in the playoffs. Who knows? But definitely, they're carrying a lot of momentum into the rest of this third quarter and in future games as well.
Jeremy back into action. Maybe a little bit of a tune-up before head to the fourth quarter. Pass to Mouse, gets it right back. Losing the angle on it, and wouldn't matter at all as there was a 3 seconds, as Mouse probably had the most awkward possession there.
It's a little bit of butterfingers there, but we'll see the Fubon Braves come back on the offensive side and see if they can put something together here.
KJ driving and throwing it off the Steelers, but Mouse saved it inbounds. Shot clock gets a 14-second reset as KJ short again. Now Tasman guarding Jeremy, he gets to the mid-range. Zaisev guessed correctly, it doesn't matter.
Jeremy just reading the defense there, making sure to get that ball high off the glass so Zaisev couldn't get a hand on it, and was able to get that roll off the glass to put it in.
Now Josh and Zaisev working together, looking to pass more so than shoot. Now the Ukrainian center goes off of one leg, and short himself.
Looks like the Braves are taking a lot of tough shots, a lot of fadeaways, while the Steelers are getting pretty good quality shots. So I'd like to see the Braves, you know, maybe move the ball a little bit more and get some more high quality shots.
Little loop to the right side corner, and maybe his brethren had a shot at a putback. Less than 3 minutes to go. Steelers still up big. Braves haven't gone 1-1 on the last trip. Jimmy is patient to get the lay-in.
You know, the Steelers still looking to push the ball here. Even on a make, they get that pass right out of the baseline, and they pushed it, and Jeremy was able to draw a foul there.
So in the other game, Derek Lidoway became the fastest local to reach 500 career rebounds. He has got the nickname of Taiwan Mo So, or the monster from Taiwan, as a kind of hat tip to Dwight Howard being called Mo So in the newspapers here. Well, Jimmy Shizong is called the Taike Mo So out of Taike University. Trying to box Weber out, but the shot goes up, and finally a make from the left corner. It's TJ this time.
Yeah, some nice patience there from the Braves. Able to get a quick pass to the corner for the open shot, and he sank it.
Jeremy fakes the shot, then to the alley, a connection with Wendell Lewis. Now Lewis has also had his best game against the Braves, 22 points on March 25th, though in a loss. Good hands by Weber. Lewis getting on the hardwood, and another takeaway. Jeremy, no looking pass. Little Lou, the finisher. And Coach Roger incensed on the Braves side.
you know, Jeremy's bringing a lot of attention to himself, which leaves a lot of his teammates open. As we saw, he attacked the basket, drew the defender, and was able to dish it off for an easy assist.
This time, up in the difficulty, KJ knocks it down. Seemed like there might be a little bit of a clock issue or perhaps injury. Nope, it's Lewis who's heading toward the Steelers bench. Pretty obvious cut somewhere that's leading to a healthy amount of blood loss, but they'll take care of that on the baseline. There's see Jeremy previously controlling his body. He's countered by Shiz alone. This time, tight roping the baseline. There's been a healthy dose of scoring in the game, so in that sense, the Braves don't feel too bad. In fact, 11 out of their 13 players in the game have scored, as Jeremy dropping it in. What more can we say? Already very close to a triple-double. He's 1 rebound away.
Yeah, it's very difficult for the Braves to, seems like, to pick him up off these screens or just off these ball cuts. So we'll have to see. The Braves, you know, it might be a little too late for this game, but make some adjustments in the future in terms of their defense.
Little push foul from behind. Chance for Shiz, although he's already scored on the game. If we're concerned about the democratic nature of the Braves offense. Meanwhile, the Steelers still have 4 players who currently have DNPs next to their name. Number 2, rookie guard Zhang Jiewei or Jamarcus. Number 14, Cho Bo-zhang. Number 18, Lin Ziwei. And number 23, Lan Xiaofu. Lin Ziwei got a lot more of the rotational local big minutes until Sun Xiao really took hold of the job. Little Lu getting past one, then firing it pass off. Try to get fancy with it, but not on the same page with Weber.
That's some good rotation defense from the Braves. You see on the initial drive, the defense collapsed, but was able to recover fairly quickly, switched on a lot of the different handoffs, and was able to get a stop here, which is what they've been needing.
It would be a big enough cut. Johnson has a big thing of wrap on his right elbow. Guarding Johnson way out on the jump circle. KJ got 2 on him, down low to Johnson. Hanging on to it, trying to play physical, but to the disapproval of the Steelers. Trying to go back real quickly, getting a foul before the end of the 3rd quarter. Jeremy Lin holding his side, but the Braves and their home fans not very happy about it. Kind of sense there's been a lot of frustration going on. There's Johnson on this other side, then it was the Braves taking it out on Jeremy in transition. Looks like he might have got sandwiched there on the timeline.
Yeah, we can see him holding his lower back side area. He's grimacing in pain a little bit, so you know, hopefully he's all right. Luckily, they've got a big enough lead to where he can probably rest up a little bit if he needs to.
The Steelers are certainly not happy about the play. Relatively speaking, looks like a common foul to me.
Oh, yeah, just
now
the ground very hard.
Now the timing of if the foul will count based on any time remaining on the quarter is also probably something that the referees need to keep into consideration. I've had this happen a few times in the last month, or I guess past month, where there was a close to end of the quarter call and the foul ended up putting a little bit more time on the clock. In fact, if I remember correctly, the goaltending last night between the Lioneers and the Pilots, Camino sent his guys out on the floor, assuming that that was also going to be the end of the 3rd quarter, 4th quarter break. But it ended up being just a long review and the goaltending counted, and they finally let their guys head to the bench officially. The referee will go to the MC again. We'll hear it from him.
OK， 裁判II点字，本次犯规为时间到之后的犯规，所以说本次的犯规无效。第3节时间。
Well, maybe a little unlucky for the Steelers. Jeremy denied 3 free throws at the end of the third quarter. Maybe he'll get an early ice bath going, but the Steelers are up big on the Braves here at Huping.
那么也欢迎被拍到的朋友，可以来给自己的身旁的小朋友，小朋友可以给妈妈一个吻哦，谢谢。或者是身旁的另一半来一个 kiss， 不要害羞，或者是应援折扇遮起来亲一个。小谢哥，换你们示范一下了。这才是正确的示范。来，小朋友亲妈妈一个，预祝这位妈妈母亲节快乐。好，2位，虽然球衣不一样，但是谢谢你们。小朋友给妈妈一个吻。小朋友们换你们喽。欢迎被拍到的朋友，不要害羞，2位 ，kiss。第一个，谢谢，来了，非常好，小朋友，亲妈妈，各位妈妈，亲一个小朋友，2位，不要吃了，先亲一个，谢谢。
We're at Huping Gymnasium in Taipei, where the Braves are celebrating Mother's Day early, officially coming up next week on Sunday, where the Steelers will be hosting the Pilots, then the Dreamers when the Lioneers host the Braves and Kings in their last homestand of the season. Jeremy will be in there to start the fourth quarter as Captain Liu, 15 points, make it 18. Red hot here in this last trip to what used to be the House of Horrors for the Steelers.
Yeah, we're just seeing the Steelers get a lot of open shots. They've had a lot of momentum this game, and that leads to a boost in confidence, which increases your shooting percentage. Apparently here in this game, both their 2-point and 3-point percentages are fairly high, and we'll continue to see that in the fourth quarter to see if they can keep that up.
And there was Captain Liu on the defense, and Winston maybe a little more or less in the wrong place, fouling Jeremy on the board. Now it's Jeremy going right at Captain number 14 in the tough fadeaway. He's money there.
So the Braves are just trying to find a way to stop Jeremy Lin. They've been switching off the handoffs and off screens recently, but you know, you can't stop that. A little sidestep, a little push off, and gave him enough space for Jeremy to hit that shot.
And there's the triple-double as Taipei get an easy layup in the fast break, and that's enough for Coach Roger. We played more than a minute, so it's not the record of the game, but just like that, the Braves trying mercy a little bit here at home.
来送个礼物给大家。One more。好，把握时间。
Quick run by the Steelers here in the fourth quarter, 7-0 to push the lead to 105-77. And that's maybe one of the last few times this broadcast will talk about the total score of the two teams.
You know, that quick 7-0 run that you mentioned, Ryan, you know, something you got to stop early, and the Braves had to take a timeout in order to, you know, have a chance for them to even come back. As we see Jeremy Lin's stat line, triple-double. We'll see if he can add to those numbers in this fourth quarter.
Probably hard to take for Coach Roger and the Brave marketing team as Winston hits it from the free throw line. The biggest loss on the Braves season this year was on the road to the Dreamers by 18 points back on April 29th. But here at home, it's been tough sledding. Jerry in and out with that runner as Beast is back in, along with Jet and Winston.
You know, Winston maybe just a little too open there on that corner three, but even then that leads to a quick break from the Steelers, but now they're going to slow it down and set up an offense.
Jeremy from way up high. Middle of three Braves, a little bit too much. Lucky bounce to Little Lou, 2 seconds left. And some time will expire, so not the best handling from the young guard. Or maybe add Wendell Lewis in there.
You know, with that scramble there at the end, sometimes it's hard to keep track of exactly how much time you have left on the clock. And it just seems to, you know, on that spin move, might have tried to get a shot up, but was a little too late on that one.
Over to Beast on a bounce. He's getting by the defender and clutching in the air with a right-handed finger roll, paying Femi Olujobi a little visit there. Jeremy will shoot it on the dribble. What can you say? 108 points the total now for the Steelers.
Yeah, not much we could do on that shot. Jeremy came off that screen. Zaitsev was light pressuring him, but couldn't get enough on it to pressure Jeremy Lin.
Quickly the other way, Wendell Lewis with a two-handed slam. And if I remember correctly, the first dunk by the Steelers in the game, as he's probably counting his time left in this one. Early 3 minutes, but Winston picking him up and chance to get 3 points the old-fashioned way. And a look previously Taiyong. Quick layup, taking advantage on Lai Ting-un, and then Lai Ting-un dutifully getting back, but too late against Lewis.
Yeah, we just see these Steelers team. They're coming off that fast break pretty effectively. They saw on that last play, there's at least 3 Steelers up there, which makes it very difficult just for one defender as they got to guard multiple people.
Jeremy attacking Zaitsev, floating a pass out to Little Lou, 3 on the way, and still no luck. A little lucky ricochet off the hands of Big Z. So that was some entertainment value from the home fans.
Yeah, of course, you know, he rolls up, looking to maybe dunk that ball off the alley-oop, but it slipped off his fingers, but you know, just soft enough to get it over the rim and into the basket.
Jeremy moving right, another 3 on the way, but a plank out. This is picked up significantly. Under 8 minutes to go, Jet is stripped. He wants a foul, and the Steelers want the basketball. See previously Winston popping in the right spot, and you know what? I will say that they intentionally had that one going. That was He threw it that hard, so Zaitsev can hit it that hard off his hands and something like that.
Yeah, they knew exactly what they were doing there. Just enough pressure. Very soft hands to have it bounce right off. And as we see, the ball goes straight through Jeremy Lin's legs. A little nutmeg there. Maybe the wrong sport, but
the point is it can't touch him if you're the Steelers, because they did call it out of bounds.
I think it might be Steelers' ball there on that replay. Some quick hands by Wendell, and maybe off of Jet's leg and straight through Jeremy Lin's leg. So we'll see the referees go to the monitor and double check on that.
Again, Jeremy taking the strategy board.
Your way, you're gonna go right here. When I catch it, pick and roll. This man.
The referees have spent quite a bit of time with our broadcast production partners on the game in Momo TV. Now they emerge from behind the scorer's table. And it will be Steelers basketball. I guess very taking this closing job very seriously. Jeremy's already got 5 points, a steal and 2 assists in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you know, the game's never over until the final second ticks off the clock. And, you know, Jeremy's electing to stay in this game, wants to make sure it's put away, make sure the Fubon Braves can get a run going in this fourth quarter.
They double him as Toyaway going to the basket, too strong as Mouse picks him up. And just like that, Sun Siyao with his first basket of the game, in fact. And a body with Zaitsev, who clears the path for Winston's layup.
Good pump fake there by Winston, getting his defender up in the air and drove right past him and had enough space to get that ball off the glass.
Flare screen for Weber. Taking into a little bit of trouble. But Kason somehow free. Winston lost him for a second, and it was some dark thoughts if you're a Braves fan. Zaitsev forced into the corner. A smart hands by 2 Steelers to cause the steal and the takeaway. Jeremy pushing it ahead. And Weber overshoots the target, so when the Braves come back, they've not had really great effort from the beginning to the end of this one. Nice find by Jeremy, but Weber airmails it.
You know, as we've seen so far, the Steelers defense has been very active with their hands, stripping a lot of ball, touching a lot of passes, and that's led to a lot of fast break layups as they continue to try to push the ball here in the fourth quarter.
A lot of subs coming up as it's a 5 up, 5 down for the Braves.
You know, Ryan, we spoke at the very beginning, the Braves trying to switch up some of their rotations possibly, and you know, maybe after today they might make some adjustments on their next game as they seem to be blown out by the Steelers at the moment.
Jason jab stepping and a close miss. Well, today it kind of feels like an exception because he's played Winston, Jet, and Beast. A nice no-look pass by Jeremy to a cutting Jerry. 114 is the total. So the 3 veterans, most senior local players on the team together, but they play KJ, Josh, and TJ together a lot. And Wilmshire making up for that alley-oop on his head with the offensive board, and Johnson clears for a 3.
Yeah, beautiful offense right there by the Braves. You know, off that quick shot, they were able to grab that rebound, pass it out for open Johnson 3, and you know, that's something that we've been looking for this entire game.
Swirling out with Captain Lou, who's been hot on the game. 6 for 8 3-pointers made. The team overall, 16 for 34. So dump off passes. Ling Mengxue. They say the defense wasn't clean, so.
Let's bullshit!
Yu Zhenlu was not that eager to go the other way. See the power of the no-look pass as Captain Lou on a side, taking the defender away. That might be Jeremy Lin's night. 4 minutes 43 left in the game. Drops it in. He's the 12th Brave to score. Last man remaining, number 0 Light Hingan, wearing his nickname Cooper on the back of his jersey, referring to Mini Cooper. A little pressure from the Braves, as Kaohsiung has certainly got to work on bringing the ball up the floor. It's been a problem ever since his rookie year, really.
Like the Brave defenses increased in intensity, which led to a quick steal and a fast break opportunity.
It's TJ catching it from CJ on the fast break, and the Steelers seeing their lead down to 20 now. Want to stop the game and talk it over on the side out of bounds. On the Brave side, they've now pulled up their shooting percentage to a healthy spot. 45% from 2-point range, 35 from 3, and 17 of 19 at the free throw line. And again, they're still up in the rebounding department, but an insane hot shooting 3-point attack from the Steelers early, and then now interspolace that with some Jeremy Lin mid-range attacks, and certainly a lot of assists to open cutters. It's completely ruining the Braves' defensive plans.
Yeah, for sure, but it seems like they might have adjusted a little bit here in the second half. The Steelers did outscore the Braves the first quarter 30-26, and a huge margin in the second quarter, 39-15. But in the second half so far, the Braves are outscoring the Steelers. In the third quarter, they outscored them 36-29. And right here in the fourth quarter, they're outscoring them 17-16. So, you know, the raise in shooting percentages is definitely from the second half, and we'll see if they can kind of close this gap. There's still some time. I wouldn't count them out completely.
A little help on the inbound. Doing the math, that's 53 points for the Braves. Little Lou going all the way. And get the finish, and it's a transition chance for the Braves. KJ couldn't get the reverse this time. And on the Steelers side, they have 45. It's an 8-point swing in the second half. Jeremy back in there, goes from mid-range, too easy.
Just so patient with the ball. You see him trying not to force anything, just taking what the defense gives him, which is the open space on that other side of the court when he crossed over. So, you know, we see him create that space and take that open shot as he's taking it up the court right now.
Gosler lowering his stance even more. Not bumped off by Captain. Endo Lewis, halfway to the shot, gives it up. Repost stopped again. They say it was clean defense by Chris Johnson. Might be credited for a steal or a block there. JJ Hook pass, but Johnson only one hand on it. Lucky to hang on. There's also a part of the game that the Braves haven't been doing the best at is just passing and catching sometimes out there on the floor.
Yeah, we've seen it with their turnover rate. This game specifically, there's a lot of butterfingers out there. And that's definitely created an issue for them specifically.
A three-pointer made, so the game is now a 19-point difference. As the two sophomore guards end up coughing it up.
You know, with a little over 2.5 minutes left, still plenty of time to get a couple threes up, but you're gonna have to start hitting them at a higher efficiency and at a faster rate.
There's a Wendell Lewis jumping the pass and getting the easy two-handed flush.
You know, the Braves can't be giving up those many silly turnovers. Wendell read that pass extremely well and picked it off, and no one's in front of him for that easy two-handed dunk.
Braves rotate around, and there's one three by TJ, the second of the game. And that's the benefit that Coach Roger and the Braves staff have. Their younger players, you can really push them a little bit harder to press up on defense. I don't think you quite can do that with the vets. In a blowout game where they've already had their playoff spot secured, Little Lou tried to go off the backboard. Seems a little bit rude in the home of the Fubon basketball team, as they're colloquially known by a lot of the players in the league.
You know, the Steelers not holding back here as they're looking for their first win here in Hudson Arena. So, you know, pulling out all the stops, they want to make sure to seal this win as strongly as possible, and they've definitely showed up today and proved that.
Kaohsiung going to the rack. Wendell Lewis with an impressive dunk, but it's not going to count. There was a foul first. Little Lou taking it to Josh Zokoyu, at least getting a foul out of it. Or did you think he intentionally threw it off the backboard?
I think he saw him in the corner of his eye and made sure to give him a highlight reel for the crowd to see. And you know, even though it didn't count, the crowd definitely enjoyed watching that alley-oop off the backboard.
Little Lou now on the season. Talk about the improvement he's made. Now playing 25, almost 26 minutes per game on the Steelers after last year trying to struggle for the end of the rotation minutes. Johnson from a foot beyond the arc. So we're approaching the 1 minute left in the game. Looks like there's no mystery to this one, as earlier, as we mentioned, the Kings made the Dreamers kind of sweat it out there. Jeremy threw two, then dishing it off, but a flop all by Chen on the little layup there. Meng Xue get the lay-in in transition. Again, Chris Johnson pushing it up.
Now we're seeing the Steeler team getting into a lot of pressure here with all the Braves kind of trying to get some double teams and jumping some passes in order to get some quick steals and transmit them into buckets on the other end. But you know, the Steelers taking their time and trying to run out this clock here.
Josh closing out the space, but now giving a step. Jeremy way cross court, but a little bit too much for Captain Rutunlu, who was set up on the Momo sign. It was a good idea and almost a pretty good delivery, but that margin for error, or margin of success really, is such a tiny window when you lob it over there. The Braves are probably going to set up for one last shot. Have a odd looking 1-3-1 offensive look. So KJ very deep. Chris Johnson presumably finishing off the possession with a trip to the free throw line. But 7 seconds to go. The Dreamers, and it seems like the Steelers, will both get a critical victory on the 5th to last game day here in the Plus League. Gotta do that math really quickly.
Yeah, both the Dreamers and the Steelers here, they want to make things more interesting for the Plus League fans, and you know, they gave them a show tonight, and with 2 more games, so we'll see if they can continue with this momentum.
Now it seems like Jeremy Lin's evening is over. 36 points, 10 rebounds, 15 assists, throwing 4 steals. Oh no, he's got 2 turnovers. 2 missed free throws. How could he?
That takes away his entire performance tonight as the clock winds down and ends the game for us tonight.
120 to 103 the final. The Steelers indeed break the seal and get their first victory here at Heping, and a critical one against the Braves, and they'll at least continue their season until next Saturday where they play the Pilots. They need to get that victory before they take on the Dreamers for what could be a penultimate season finale for those 2 teams vying for the 4th playoff spot and a chance to go against the new Taipei Kings in the first round. Meanwhile, the Pilots and Braves are slated to play each other in the other series, as our producers going looking for a presumably Steeler to interview in the post-game. Jeremy, probably relieved of that for now, will go ahead and sign his jersey, sign his sneakers for one of 3 last giveaways on the game days here in the Plus League. A promise he made to the Plus League fans, basketball fans here in Taiwan, and even basketball fans, whichever want to come out to watch and play out here in the Plus League. There's the, we got the jersey going out, and now it's time for the footwear to go off. His performance was, again, superb, and it was not only him who was able to get the score. The 15 assists, only 2 shy of his personal record and the Plus League record of 17.
Well, you know, Ryan, Jeremy had an amazing game today, you know, as he's finding people to give away his shoes to. That just shows to who he is as a person. Just the amazing hospitality that he shows his fans for coming out and supporting him. He also wants to support them as well. And as we see, he gave away those shoes right there. And a happy moment.
I don't think I've ever seen jerseys on the shower curtain rack, but he caught Jalen Seven's attention, and recipients of a giveaway. Dwight Howard sticking around a little bit as we finally set up Captain Yurzengu for the post-game interview. Asked about his individual performance and the team.
其实还是就一样，大家讲的跟龙哥讲的，大家我们球员讲就是平常心，然后享受比赛，那自然而然就会有好的结果。
Sharing that, just trying to treat this game as normal and go with their game plan and do their best out there. Now asked about his individual
其实
performance.
就还是保持专注吧。那因为大家也知道，其实虽然说讲平常心，但是对比赛对我们非常的重要，所以我们还是就是努力的去打好比赛。那也很开心，今天的手感还不错，这样。
Happy that he had the hot shooting hand, as they knew the game was important to them as much as they try to treat it as business as usual. And then it worked to the
当然还是
fans.
希望就是球迷们进场支持我们，那我们还是会以最大的努力，然后来回报给大家，然后把球赛打好，这样。谢谢。
Captain Liu saying they'll take the last few games very seriously, just as the same, and leave it out there on the line for the fans. So if you need a reminder, it's 2:30 on Saturday. The Steelers play the Pilots, and the Lioneers at 5 p.m. the same day. We have one more break before wrapping things up from Heping Gymnasium.
将会来正式的开启投票系统，也请大家不要忘记你手中那宝贵的一票，好好的将你手中那一票投给台北富邦勇士的主场。希望大家都可以感受到我们每一年的调整，每一年的进步，每一年都让大家有不一样的感受。相信从
Final word here from where the Kaohsiung 17 Live Steelers blow out the Taipei Fubon Braves here at home. 120-103 is the final. Shooting splits both favor the Steelers. They didn't get as many rebounds to what we expected, especially with Winston in the mix along with Johnson and Zysep, but 28 assists, 15 of those to Jeremy Lin. They've also, of course, kept their turnovers low from beginning to end of the game too. And they were the team that was in control and were the rightful owners of the victory tonight.
Yeah, as we see, the turnover ratio between the two teams is 11 turnovers, and a lot of those turnovers actually led to fast break buckets on the other end. So, you know, a couple turnovers can lead to a couple of extra baskets, and that led to the difference tonight here versus the Steelers and the Braves.
Then previewing tomorrow night's game is the Pilots here against the Braves in the preview for the second versus third seed playoff matchup, but maybe a little tune-up game for the two rookies on screen. And on Tuesday, don't forget the bonus Tuesday night basketball, Lioneers and Kings in action. So Kyle, thanks for joining us on the broadcast once again.
Thank you, Ryan, for having me, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
On behalf of the 16th League and our league operations, we'll see you guys in the next one.